Here it is, and if you're interested in knowing how the Huskies what their schedule is going to look like, and they're going to open up on September 9th with St. Bonaventure, and they're going to play at Mater Dei on the 16th of September. September 23rd, they play host to Chaparral. Then they open up Big 8 League play with at Riverside Poly. That's a Thursday night game on the 29th. The 7th will be John W. North here at Centennial. October 14th at Santiago. And on October 21st, they'll be playing host to Norco. October 28th will be at Corona. Then November 4th, they play host to Roosevelt. And then on November 10th, on a Thursday night, that's the end of the season against King. So we're going to move back to the actual game here, and there you are.
Well, and you know, Lewis, we just the first play from scrimmage, and I guess we got an answer to Eubanks because Hayden Gavitt, excuse me, actually completed his first pass of the spring.
Little handoff there up the middle. So really, I think what they're showing us is their total package here at this point, right?
Yeah, and it's it's same as you always see, right back to the line of scrimmage, trying to force the pressure, play your spread,
right,
make your reads, and get first downs. And Centennial's very good at doing that. They tend to baffle a lot of teams.
Right.
There you go. Now it's got we went pass short. We went run over the left side, and now we just went pass long. And except for a pair of slippery hands there, it looked like it would have been a nice completion.
So we have the black team now, and again, you can see how fast Centennial puts the ball into play here.
That pass was to Mata Mokawala. He's a junior, number 12 on the right-hand side there.
Two backs, he's going to roll to his right in the throw, and he's got a receiver open, and they're going to get a first down out of that one as he runs out of bounds. Who's the receiver on that, number 18? Or number 10, check that. Number 10 on the black team.
Excuse me. I'm trying to find number 10 on the black. Oh, I'm on the wrong side. Sorry, Lewis.
All right, that's all right. We're going to go back to the handoff and up the middle, and he is stopped by number 5.
Number 10 on the black team was a junior, Nate Nicholson. Sorry for that late read there.
And our quarterback right now is number 8. What's his name again?
Hayden Gavitt.
Hayden Gavitt.
Now he's I believe a junior.
Right.
Didn't see much action last year. I think he had some injury problems last season. Of course, they had Eubanks, so they didn't really need much else at quarterback. But Coach Logan seems to think he's going to be a good addition to the offense.
Well, 5-yard penalty there, jumped offside. So the black team now will get back into it. And
of course, what would any football game be without the cheerleaders?
They are into it. They actually got a nice little crowd here. A lot of people here for this evening. And a nice catch there on the right side.
I'm not sure if they're going to give it to him. They gave it to him.
Yeah, number 12 on the reception.
Mokwala made the catch there.
Gavitt, the quarterback now out of the shotgun.
There he goes. Much like Eubank, calls a set, gets the defense to read, makes his read off the defense, resets the offense.
And he's going to keep it.
We got a quarterback keep.
And he makes a nice gain there out to about the 12-yard line.
Gavitt with a good read.
He looks pretty quick. Looks pretty quick there on that read.
He does, and you know, I love the composure of these kids. You know, I mean, it's really hard to keep making reads like that and get the play right. Of course, he's getting help from the sideline, but
spotted the ball at the 14-yard line now, and he's going to throw, toss, and it slips through the hands number 10. Number 10 just slips through there, and again,
that was Isaac Crandall. Number 10?
Crandall, number 10.
They all look like athletes.
So down to second down now here, and 10 yards to go from the 14-yard line here at Centennial High School. No score here in this spring game between the red team and the black team. Quick out to number 10 again, and he's going to
the flats.
Going to get it out to the
Crandall.
Crandall's going to get out of bounds right there. Right at about the, call it the 8-yard line.
They're moving the chains, Lewis.
Well, that's what Centennial does. They're just methodic, you know. And
wasting no time.
Yeah. Everyone's ready. You know, one of the things interesting about Centennial is the splits on the offensive linemen, you know, the gaps between the offensive linemen. And they can be unsettling to some who aren't used to that sort of spacing. And then run up the middle.
The run up the middle there.
Who's the running back on that? We don't have a number on him, do we? Any ideas?
I can't. It's hard to see someone because they got them all.
He doesn't have a number, so it's hard to see who he is. 30-something it looks like. It's like it's blacked out almost.
Little twin set. Gavitt back to pass. Corner of the end zone.
And out of reach for number 12 in the back of the end zone.
That was, I hope I'm saying this right. I think it's Mokwala. It's Mada Mokwala.
All right, so they're going to turn the ball over now. And the red team will now take over. And there's two quarterbacks, or there's a back there now.
Mawala.
And this is number 18 now, the quarterback. Is this the freshman kid or is this the sophomore kid? Number 18 is the red. And wide open, number 7, right about the 30.
Sean Wheeler.
And he is stopped at about the 41-yard line. His flags are pulled down. A slant pattern there. Very, very nice.
Is that number 7?
Number 7 on the catch. Middle of the field.
That would be not on the roster.
Number 3. Call him number 3.
Number 3, Chase Caravachier. That's Chase Caravachier.
Hand off up the middle, down to the 40, up to the 45-yard line.
Now, of course, the starting quarterback for the red side, Sean Wheeler is his name.
And he's a junior?
He's a sophomore.
He's a sophomore, Sean Wheeler. Great throw on that play to number 3 that put him in. That was about a 25-yard gain on the play. Drops back, looking, spins out. Nice move.
Wow.
He's got some running room. Out to about the 50, down to about the 48-yard line of the red team. Or the black team, should say.
I can see a little bit of mixing going on there, don't you?
Yep, they're gonna
2 quarterback system.
They're gonna put it at the 49, and Matt's not afraid to do that either. He's not afraid to
not at all. He's done it a few times. I think he did it when Taylor Martinez was here.
Yep. Well, he did it at Eubanks junior year.
That's true, but Eubanks got the majority of the snaps there. I'm talking about.
Little throw out to number 4, and at right about the 44-yard line, number 2 pulls him down for the black team.
That'd be Ryan Pascarella who made the catch there.
A lot of little guys there, a lot of quick guys all over the place. Kind of reminds me of the basketball team too.
They like the quick underneath stuff, anyways. You know, they don't throw. They don't do a lot of deep throws.
Right.
They like a lot of deep runs.
Right up the middle again, another great catch up the middle, and he's pulled down about the 22-yard line. Number 3 again. What's his name again?
Cravachier. That's Chase Cravachier.
Chase Cravachier. We'll probably remember his name. 2 great catches across the middle.
Great hands on that catch. Over the middle.
Yep. So Wheeler at quarterback, number 18, and the red team is driving now down to the 21-yard line of the black team.
No score. I will say the coaching staff can walk off a few pounds at this game.
Yeah, they can. And touch a little bit too much there. Intended for number 4, but 2 was there.
Good thought, good coverage.
Good coverage by 2 and 4 there as well. Once again, if you're joining us, we are looking live at Centennial High School. Beautiful day here for spring high school football.
Now, if you remember number 2, that's Isaac Kolunga. He actually was in the Inland Division game. Was picked on quite a bit and held up to the pressure, actually shutting down a couple wide receivers for Vista Marietta.
Again, Wheeler looking for the corner, and just misses that one. He had number...
There would have been a flag on that play.
Yeah, number 9 open on that one. His shoe came off. Centennial's not going to wait for this guy to come back and put his shoe on. They're going to line up. It's like, your shoe came off, you're out of it, dude. Get one of his teammates. I'm Louis Samustoy, joined by Dave Zink and the newest member of the Press Enterprise sports staff, Will Holden. I also have Chris Erkley down on the sidelines. We'll bother him later for something. Wheeler is going to be sacked, and he was handled by number 19 there, right up the middle. That would have been a clear sack if this was with pads on there.
I didn't see the number.
Number
there,
19 on the black. defensive end.
Little flag adjustment for the quarterback.
Pushing the ball back to the 26-yard line on the sack. Five-yard loss. Wheeler now rolling out to his left side. He's in danger again. Throws. Got a man in the middle. Oh, and a touchdown. Another great catch.
Chase Cravachier looks like he's going to be an impact player this year for Centennial.
Chase Cravachier, another big.
That's their great catch.
3 catches on this drive, and that now puts the score red 6, black 0.
Let's hand it over to Will for a couple of series. See how Will try his chops on this microphone over here.
He just wanted to get me off the camera. That's what he really wanted. But yeah, that's like we were talking about there in that last little bit, some nice looks there from backup quarterback. Go back and see how Hayden Gavitt responds. I mean, a nice little competition. That's what creates champions. Good little run there. Very creative from Hayden Gavitt, getting over the right side there. Both these guys won't be statues in the pocket so far, Lewis, right?
Right. Well, then the mobility is going to be interesting. So now we've got he's got to get his flags adjusted here. I got to admit, after watching the touch football last week, this is a lot more fun than with the flags. A little bit more contact. Go ahead, Will. You call it play-by-play here on this one.
Lots of room there.
And he's got a great block, and he's going to go down the sidelines.
Isaac Crandall.
Touchdown. Yeah, that's Centennial for you there, Will.
Yeah.
That's Centennial for you, right, Zink?
Yes. I got blinded right there.
Yeah.
Right into the camera in the sun.
And Crandall was a guy, when I was doing some of my pregame research, was not one that really turned up. He's kind of a new face as far as I can tell this year, and a really nice little explosive athlete off the edge for this Corona bunch this coming season.
So, got a new quarterback change. That's is that 16 now? Is this the other quarterback? This is Weber?
16 there, yes. Robert Weber, he's a freshman.
So I guess he'll be a sophomore going into the season.
Okay.
Little handoff now up the middle. He's going to keep it. Going to pitch it. That didn't look very good.
Triple option there.
Yeah. That was a blown play. And a fumble, so let's see if they give it to him. They are. So the black team will be in good.
Going right back.
The black team will have field position now out there at the red 33-yard line, 34-yard line.
See if Hayden Gavitt can get a few more passes in here. It'd be interesting to see him throw the ball a little bit.
They're going to go with the freshman again on this series.
Nobody's listening to me up here.
I guess not. Well, he threw the touchdown pass. Now I got to get the other kids some work now. I guess that's what we're going to try to do here now.
And they're working that Crandall around the field. They had him on the edge before. He's in the slot now.
Handoff up the middle. And that might be a loss. They're going to put that. They're going to mark that at the 35-yard line. No, there's no gain on the play.
That's the X factor there. I'm not quite sure who that is.
Right. Yeah, I can't really tell his number.
Yeah, tough to tell. Blitz off the edge there.
And Crandall there with a catch. Nice little throw.
I don't know how much you're looking at offensive line play in a passing sort of a league, but that was a nice job of picking up the weak side blitz there.
Right. Looking, and that's going to be dropped. Oh, wide open, too. Nice throw.
Had to catch that one.
Number 12 on the drop on the outside there.
That would be Mata Makwala. Is that what we settled on?
Mawala.
Mawala.
Mawala. So 12 Mawala, 10 Crandall Lots of new names to get used to here with Centennial, but that's just part of high school football.
I suppose.
We'll know them all by the end of the year. Weber with the pass, nice pass to number 7, and he stopped at about the 4-yard line.
That's Chris Williams there for the black team. Nice job of adjusting to the ball that was in the air.
So they mark it at the 5. The black team now driving again after the turnover. 6-all here in this game. Or they have 1 touchdown apiece. Well, I don't know if we call it 1-1 or what we're going to call it, Zink.
It's 6-6. It's a football game.
Yeah, it's a 6-6, right. So there we go.
Moving in for the go-ahead score. Hey, it means dinner.
Yeah, a lot on the line tonight. And as David was saying earlier, some big eaters up there in the front, and those guys look like they look the part.
I remember these games back in the day, Zink, being called the chicken and bean games. The winner got chicken and the loser got beans. And it looks like a turnover.
Going into the end zone there. Ball's on the turf as well, though. A nice job by number 77 there. Let's see if I can track down his number or his name. It's John Hamilton, senior.
He's an offensive lineman.
One of the returners is David Zink. He is the Corona expert back here, David Zink.
Dave Zink is. Weber looking to the throw, and
that was a great pass.
Yeah, nice pass. So a slant to Crandall for another touchdown. So the black team now up.
And that's one of the things, too, with Hayden Gavitt there. Being a little bit of a shorter guy, you're going to have to do a better job of getting through those passing lanes with some of those big guys in front of him, and that was a great example of finding the lane and getting it right through it.
Defense has got to play that ball a little better. They got to get their hands up. That's a tight pass right over the middle.
That's exactly right. It's one of those things, if you're a head coach, you're not quite sure about who to be happy for, because your offense does a nice job, because your defense not really making the play that it needs to.
Still a good throw, though.
Red team now back at it. Wheeler at the quarterback position. And a little shuffle pass. Oh, nice move there. And he's making things happen. Down to across the 50, down to the 40, right about to the 35. He's ultimately brought down. Let's see how they mark it. They mark it at the 30. Was that Goodman on the run?
Yep.
That was.
So Goodman showing what we expect from him this season.
And I know it's not a tackle league, but nice balance there from him as he's moving down the field.
And I think that's what you get to really get to see how these little backs work in this offense. The pass wide open to number 2 on the outside there, and he scores.
I don't think anybody pulled his flag.
No, he scores. Who is that?
That is number 2 for the red team, which would be Giles Guy Williams.
So this game is now tied.
And he's a nice-looking receiver there. I mean, we're talking about guys that might not be the most sizable. He looks like he's a pretty well-built kid on that outside edge. It's exactly what you need at that outside receiver position. Sat down in that zone nicely and took the pass and ran with it.
12-all now here in the...
I guess Will's getting a good taste for what Centennial does.
He is.
Well, they do defense well, too. It's hard to stop your own offense, even if you're a good defense.
So this is it Gavitt? Is that his name? The quarterback? Hayden Gavitt?
This is number 6 here. It's Malik Hall. Will be senior at running back.
And they spot the ball at the 39-yard line.
Like I said before, I'm interested in seeing Hayden Gavitt throw the ball a little bit more. Had some nice-looking throws there, especially on those slant routes. Let's see if he can thread a deep one in here.
The quarterbacks have all thrown some nice passes here early on, and Gavitt running the ball, keeping it, and out to about the 42-yard line. They're going to spot it at the 40. I guess they're spotting where the flag falls there. So he's at the 40.
It's all subjective with the flags.
It is. I don't know, I'd say there's probably like 250 people here at this this event tonight.
That's a fair estimate.
Ooh, and some contact there. 46 coming up in Wampin, number 1.
You like Chris Williams there, that was in the slot. You like his ability to go up and compete for that ball, and you also like, I couldn't see who made the hit, but very
46,
nice job.
46
for the red.
Yeah.
That would be Tanner Levi. Need to get better at those Polynesian names. I'm not outstanding on my pronunciation.
There you go.
See too many of those in Montana, do you?
Yeah, you're surprised, but it's not a hotbed.
And Gavitt working his way down across the 50, and they will spot that at about the 45-yard line.
And again, the creativity, I also like the not dancing too much side to side and getting upfield. Nice job there from Hayden Gavitt.
They move back to the 50, first down for the black team. His back is number 6, offset. No huddle, shotgun always. Pretty much the standard operating procedure for Centennial.
There's
Big throw, and 81 did not get out of there and run the route.
That's just too much air under that one,
Yeah.
Lewis. I mean, even for a pass, if he would have put it on the money, that gives the defensive back time to collect himself and get under that one. You'd like him to see to put that one on a little bit more of a rope.
All right.
You need to get your timing down and the passes down. Now's the time to do it. I want to worry about this stuff in the fall.
From the 50, second down, slant again, going back to 10, and nothing there.
It was well defended.
Yep. No, third down. Third down now. 3rd and 10 on the play.
They do have the downs there on that far side.
Yeah,
I
they
really
do.
been paying attention.
And you can see the yard markers.
This will be 3rd down coming up.
And did they make the catch? I think they're going to give it to him. Number 12
They are
on
gonna
the
give it
catch,
to
right
him.
at the sticks. They're going to say
Nice
no.
play there from Matab
Matt Logan's over there.
Voila.
Mokwala.
Matt Logan over there saying no on the catch.
Oh, he didn't give him the catch.
They're saying yes, give him the catch. Nope, they're going to give him the catch now.
I think he still might have been short of the first down, though.
Yeah, I think he was right at this line. Nope, they're going to give him the first down.
Going to give it to him.
Yeah, so at the 40. So, Zink, Matt Logan he's on the sidelines there. So would the black team be our first team offense, you think, on this situation? Or what's your take on this? Or is he just kind of standing where he wants to stand?
I actually think, oh, geez, you got me distracted.
Pay attention, Zink.
I actually believe they probably made the teams pretty fair and balanced. And kind of, as you can see, they got obviously going to have to split up the quarterbacks. And, yeah, the number 1 quarterback is playing. I think it is on the black team, correct?
Right.
So, I mean, but, you know, we'll have to wait and see. But I think they pretty much split them up equally to give them a fair playing time.
There's sort of two schools of thought when it comes to those spring games. You either try and see your first team and how they do and your second team or how they do, or you kind of split them up and make it a little bit more of a fair fight.
Right. So this was a loss on this last play, so they're now back all the way to the 47-yard line.
Can't tell what happened on that.
Oh, an interception. It was a deflection off the line, and number 10 there to intercept for the red team.
Number 10 would be, that's Nate Nicholson,
So
linebacker.
He got the deflection off the line from the throw from Gavitt and made the play. So the red team will take over in good position, and we'll see who we'll see here in a moment. But first down and 10 from their own 43-yard line.
And that's what Dave had been talking about earlier about the defensive front getting their hands up and getting their hands into the passing lanes. Very nice job of that there.
Well, here comes Matt Logan back to the other side now.
Very hands-on, that is.
And another play from Weber, and he overthrows his receiver, number 23.
Freshman with a little gusto there. Or sophomore now, my mistake.
Well, I think if you're going to come into this program, you've got to be prepared to. I wonder if the program he's actually is an 8th grader playing in the 9th grade. I don't know how that works exactly.
Are you trying to say they're doing something illegal?
No, I'm not trying. I'm just saying based on the roster. We'll have to ask Matt that.
Little hands in the face of the quarterback there.
Yeah.
A little aggressive defensive play. Like to see that.
It's a penalty in the NFL.
If you even touch the quarterback in the NFL now, isn't it a penalty?
Yeah, it's getting there.
Well, they just gave him one right there.
Yeah.
There it was. Maybe we are.
Yep.
It's trickling down to the high school game.
They move the sticks up to the 40. And the black team now.
Pretty impressive when you got a chain gang at your high school spring game.
And a little Statue of Liberty play. Goodman out to the, he's still not touched. He will go in for a touchdown. And that's a 40-yard run. That was a nice run, Mr. Holden. What do you think about that one?
And I was watching some of Goodman's highlight reels before I came out here.
Yeah.
And, you know, if you had any question about him, it would be that straight line speed, being a little bit of a shorter guy. He doesn't have the long legs as a strider, but he showed some nice speed there, some bursts, and some nice aggressiveness as he got out to the edge. He's
so quick. It's hard to even in a flag situation grab those flags.
Sure.
So scoreboard, we have no tally of the score. What is that, guys?
Oh, it's now 18-12 in favor of the red team.
It's going to be a rather unique score once it's all said and done, I have to believe. Maybe it's because of the scorekeepers.
It's because of my lame scorekeeping. I apologize.
Back on the field here now, Hayden Gavitt takes off around the right side. He's got some room. He's down the sideline now. Look at him go up there. All the way down to the 33-yard line of his red defense. And once again, as we said, doing a nice job there of not dancing too much and hitting the hole and getting down the sideline.
All right, so now we're down to the 30-yard line. And a slant in for a touchdown.
The only two that were ready for that were quarterback and wide receiver.
The coaches in the back end weren't even ready for that one. So that ties the game up. Now the black team strikes back, and it's now 18-all.
So it looked like an NBA Finals score.
Not surprisingly, we're seeing lots of scoring here from Centennial. This is a team that can score points in bunches, as you probably know. So there you go. 18.
See a few games where they had maybe let up off the throttle a little bit as well.
18-all here. Red team now got the ball back at their own 35.
And now we're back to the youngster. It's Sean Wheeler. It's a Wilby Jr. Shown some things early on.
And Goodman, they're not going to let Goodman make that run again. He gets about 2 yards.
It's only like his fifth touch today, huh?
He's got about 100 yards. You think about it. Yeah.
He's got to have at least 50.
He's got a 40-yard run. He's got about a 30-yard run. So on the 2 carries we've seen 2 big runs.
And speaking of creative ways to get someone the ball, that Statue of Liberty play,
yeah, that did it.
That's the sort of stuff you do in the offseason.
Little slant and nothing there. They're going to stop him. They're actually going to lose a yard on that one.
That's Chase Cravachier again.
Cravachier, for joining us, had 3 really great catches, including a big touchdown catch early on.
Been quiet for a while here.
Yep.
Relatively quiet, I suppose. Based on the bundles of offense we've seen thus far.
And a throw, Wheeler and number 2 trying to make the catch. And
nice play there from number 39 on the black.
I think number 3 was there as well. Well defended.
Jacob Jones, a youngster on the back end of that. He's actually will be senior. My mistake. I was looking at a sophomore.
So now they are going to change sides now.
Little breezy here.
Yes.
Also, in a passing league, it's not the greatest of scenarios, but the quarterbacks seem to be handling it well.
All right, the black team takes over again on the 35-yard line. The score tied at 18 here. You're watching the Centennial High School spring football game here in Corona. It's the last day of practice for the Huskies before they go into summer. School just about ready to get out. Gavitt breaks loose, and he will be brought down at the 31-yard line. Loss of 4 on the play.
It's a nice job to evade the initial pressure, but couldn't escape the rest of it as it came his way.
Notice that Chris Erkley
Chris trying to screw up my camera work, Lewis.
Sorry, Chris Erkley down there on the sidelines, not doing anything down there. Zink,
he's asking me where Matt Logan is, and I said, you can't tell? I'm trying to text him and run the camera.
Just forget him. Don't text him anymore. We're too busy.
It's a multifaceted staff we have here.
It is.
I'm only doing one thing. I got to be doing a couple more to fit in, I think.
We'll just staple a camera to your head later. And just like Montana resident Harrison Ford in Indiana Jones, you staple the helmet or the hat to his head.
Exactly.
So it'd stay there. That's how we roll here at the Press Enterprise Company.
All about ingenuity in Montana.
Absolutely. Because you don't have ingenuity, you'll either get eaten by a bear or run over by a moose or something like that, right?
Well, the moose are the fearsome ones.
Yeah, they're dangerous.
I actually was cornered by one.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
And you lived to tell about it.
I lived it. Well, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to run behind the tree.
Yeah?
Because they can't get around it. They can't move laterally. And they'll just get frustrated enough and leave. I'm living testament.
You have survived the moose attack.
I have.
There you are.
He was not pleased, but I won the war.
I bet not.
Isn't it hard to get cornered at a tree?
That wouldn't really be cornered. That's not the operative word, I suppose.
All right, so the ball turned back over now to the red team. And red team now will take over. Erkley now moving over to the other side of the field. Let's keep an eye on our people here from the press box. And a little handoff up the middle out to about the 38-yard line.
Goodman had some room to the right side there. Must have not seen the hole.
And right into the back.
May have not been designed to go to that hole, but it was certainly there.
As we mentioned, that the Huskies open their season on September 9th against St. Bonaventure, which will be one of the top teams
ball there.
In the country. And they'll
As
play.
Lewis drones on about something else.
Sorry about that, guys.
Hey, Lewis, I got to say, Will's filling in really well.
He's fitting in very nicely,
He's
Dory.
picked up everything, just like these young players.
I'll let Lewis finish, and then I'll make a comment about that last ball.
At Modern Day, they'll play Modern Day on the 16th of September, so 2 big games to open up the season. Shuffle pass, and he stopped. Flags fell off. Go ahead, Will.
Yeah, and there you see the second little shovel pass. I'd like to be doing these little. I don't know if they've seen many of those before, but that's a nice little wrinkle that they're throwing in. But I was going to say on that last ball there from Sean Wheeler, very nice touch on the ball, the lefty. Sometimes those balls can tail a little bit on a lefty, and that was a very well placed ball.
So Wheeler looking for the play. They're calling the play in right now. Logan right there on the sidelines now, the red team. Wheeler looking, he's going to have to roll out now. He's in trouble, and he will go down, and he is sacked. Number 3.
Well done.
Number 3 is there.
That number 3 would be, if I'm quick enough here, he's been all over today. I'm looking at the
black 3.
Isaiah Ashby, one of the returning linebackers. He was a guy that I'd seen doing a little bit of research, had some time last year, had gotten in the mix a little bit. He's been all over the place today.
So Ashby, in 19, I think, was there as well. The other linebacker was there who we saw earlier make a sack in this one.
Letting the young quarterback know his place on the team.
Garrett Hughes would be that defensive lineman that Lewis was referring to there, number 19. Wilby Jr.
So they're going to turn the ball over now. So the black team will have the ball deep in the red territory at this moment. So just so you know, the season kicks off. High school football season starts on September 2nd. Dave Zink looking forward to it as usual. Right, Dave?
Always, Lewis.
A couple of games. We'll talk about a few games we're looking forward to here later on in the show as we look into the season. Some great matchups in the first week. That's actually week 0. Handoff up the middle. And he's got some running room. Our mystery back. And
now this is a black team. Let's try and see if we can figure out.
I think it's number 8. Try number 8. He brought the ball down to about the 15-yard line. It's about
for
a 20
the black team. They've only got 2 running backs, so it's not Malik Hall. I'm assuming it's Austin Renkin. He's supposed to be number 20. So Wilby Jr.
So that ball's down to the 16-yard line. Call it the 15, actually. About a 20-yard run on the play. A high snap. Gavitt in trouble, and he's going to take it
You
down.
know, Lewis, last year, inside the 16 meant like they were on the 5, wasn't it? Because
Right.
pretty much every time they got inside the 16, it was one play.
Well, they had so many ridiculous weapons all over the place at Barrett and Collins. They had Scott. They had other guys all over the place, so they could just make plays.
One thing on that particular play, Hayden Gavitt looked like he fell in love with the left side of the field, had two well-covered receivers, had some good options, but was kind of zoned in on those two guys on the left.
And he's got running room now. He's going to keep it. And he's brought down at about the 12-yard line. It was a great year for Centennial in 2010-2011. We had obviously the CIF Inland Division Championship game. It was played right here against Sister Murrieta. And then the basketball team didn't win a championship, lost in the championship game, but win and lost in the regional final as well in the state tournament, but had a great season. Some memorable games as well.
This is a very worthy surface of a playoff game as well. I mean, the field turf they've got out here, some colleges in Montana that would be happy to have
absolutely. And this is the small stadium in the Corona School District, right? Right, Zink? Isn't Norco bigger?
As always, you're right, Lewis.
The rapport these two have, I'm screwing things up here.
I'll just
jump in whenever you'd like, Will.
All right, we're down now to about the 12-yard line. The black team trying to make something happen
lots
here.
of encouragement.
Well, when I work with you, Zink, I need lots of encouragement. There's going to be a double pass back to the quarterback, and that's not going to work out.
Now that play was in trouble from the start.
Yeah. There was too many people.
Tremendous, though.
There was too many people over there trying to, in the way, to make it work.
You see it, Lewis, but the camera work on there was tremendous.
Was it? Did you actually zoom in to get something?
No, I just didn't lose the play.
That's what happens with wide angle. The beauty of it.
Right. A lot of room for error.
If you can have the whole field on the lens, you can't miss anything.
One of the challenges of covering Centennial is actually trying to stat Centennial because they move so fast. So again, the red team taking over the ball right at the 20-yard line, 1st and 10. The score now tied still.
See if the youngster here, Robert Weber, looks good in the uniform, but is having some issues here early on.
Back to Goodman. He's got all day, plenty of room, and he is going to be brought down at about the 45, 46-yard line. And that's probably over 100 yards, wouldn't you say, Will?
I would say well over 100 at this point. And that's as good a run as that was for Goodman. That's a nice job, again, from Jacob Jones playing that safety position. It's exactly what he needs to do. He needs to funnel that action into his help that was coming back. It was a very well done there.
All right, so 1st and 10 from the 50, about a 30-yard run. So he's had runs of 30, 40, and 30. 18 all here. And here's the throw. Nice throw, and intercepted, though.
That's number 3 for the black team.
2, actually number 2 for the black team, right, yeah. And he's brought down at the red 35. So
that was Isaac Kalunga. It's the little stud they've got coming back, and that's huge. I mean, if it's one of the toughest positions on the field, obviously cornerback. If you've got a shutdown corner, that's a very nice piece to have for any defense.
On that play, the ball was tipped on by Chase's. Chase was a crush. What's his last name? Number 3. Number 3.
Chase Cravachier.
Cravachier had tipped it, and it went right into the hands of the defensive back for the interception.
I'm not sure, Lewis. I think that might have been Ryan
Okay. They were both kind of in the same area.
Yeah. He's been that outside guy, and I think it was that outside receiver.
And here's a throw, and not there.
Speaking of which, if you're that outside guy and you're going for that ball, it's a ball you can't catch. The last thing you want to do is tip it up in the air like that. Like you said, Lewis, I'm still trying to finish the commentary about that last play, and we're 2 plays into this next series.
You just keep moving on. You got to move on. You can't really linger on anything with these guys.
It's not going to bode well for my long-windedness.
No. Me neither. And then when Zink gets going, it's almost impossible. 6 rolling out. Not much there on the corner on the right side.
It's Malik Hall again. Will be senior.
So Hall gets about 2 yards. I don't know what did they call a penalty on that or something? What was the call?
Yeah, they're marching down. Hall got some size there at that running back position. He's the biggest of the bunch, it looks like.
Gavitt with the throw in the middle and almost intercepted by 59.
59 for the red would be Riley DeBence, linebacker, will be senior.
Can someone turn off the sun? I can't see the monitor anymore.
I'll try and block it out for you here.
Just short of 7:15 here now. We've been playing for about 45 minutes. I think they'll probably play about an hour. Long shadows in the end zones, and not much there.
I will say, Lewis, a very nice setting.
Oh, absolutely.
For stating right here. I mean, up here on the bird's eye, you've got some. I'm not even going to try and describe the geography, which I have no clue. I know what a palm tree is.
You have a big mine over there.
That is not the most scenic of.
You got several big mines over there.
Patriotic, though.
Yes. Very patriotic.
Yes, it is.
Very economic as well.
All right, so they called first down. Well, it's first down now. They turn over the ball on downs, and the red team now will take over the ball from their own 17-yard line here with the score tied 18-all.
I don't know if it's a trend, but they're getting a little sloppy. I haven't seen a lot of plays yet.
Yep. Hand off to Goodman again, and he has got more running room. Looked down to see if he had his flag still on, and he did, and he basically takes it out to about the 32-yard line.
Now, they've had some trouble grabbing his flag, and that's one way to do away with that trouble. Just grab him and throw him on the ground.
Just stop him. And they're going to call something. So first down for Centennial's red team now after the 20-some-yard run by Goodman. First and 10 from the 42-yard line. Weber, the quarterback, he's floats one over there, just over the head of...
That's number 3 again, who I should know his name by now, but I don't, as I believe that's Ashby. Isaiah Ashby. Oh, you're talking about the receiver, though.
Yes, 23, I think it was.
It was
23.
23 for the red team. That's Trey Watson. Actually, a running back who's lined up out wide.
Right there in the slot. 4 receivers. Rolling out, he's got room right up the middle, and he is stopped at about the 48-yard line of the black team. That'll be enough for a first down.
Number 18, you'd say there?
Yeah, I would agree with you there.
Oh, that was Sean Wheeler that was running, my mistake.
Yeah, Wheeler ran the ball. He didn't look like he had the greatest speed there compared to the other backs or the other quarterbacks, but
kind of a long strider.
Yep, got enough for the first down. And off to Goodman again. He's going to be stopped. They're just going to tackle him. Stop him completely. He makes it out to about the 43-yard line before he's pulled down.
And this is the point of a spring game where you start worrying about the contact a little bit. Guys getting a little bit more tired.
Well, it's like you got that situation where you guys, I want these guys to be competitive, but I want you to kill each other. That's kind of how Zink and I are with this thing, right, Zink?
Yes, sir.
We haven't fed Zink for a while.
You always get the best of me, though, Lewis.
Trying to fit in here, folks. Just trying to fit in.
You're doing fine. And not quite. Overthrown?
I was thrown to nobody in particular.
Yeah. That's going to bring up a third down or fourth down. Third down, I guess we're going to call it.
It does show he has a good arm, though.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I've been impressed with the quarterback play here today. I mean, for obviously have quite a bit to replace, and you've got a couple guys here that have had decent showings.
Goodman there, and he's going to be stopped.
Made sure they had his flag that time.
Last year that was Barrington Collins' bread and butter, slamming to the back of the line and kind of bouncing off and go for extra yards.
Right.
Nice pump fake. Very nice pump fake there from, I'm forgetting his name already, Sean Wheeler. And he finds a wide open number 11, which is Michael Bernath. It will be senior. Very good double move. Sold it well, did Bernath, and then put the ball on the money, did Wheeler there. Very well executed from the red team.
So the red team now goes up 24 to.
Kind of ashamed of myself. I left off the quarterback on the first pump, but I got to the right guy at least.
It's just as long as you end up in the right spot.
Exactly.
Now they just sort of arbitrarily give the black team the ball back on the 35. And it's Robert Weber. He's kind of going both ways here. Wide open. Blown coverage there from the red team as Weber finds number 12 there for the black, who I believe to be Mata Makwala. Getting better. And really nice job there from Weber rolling out and putting the ball on the money. I mean, he throws a nice ball. It's just not always on the money.
Couple quick updates from playoff action. Not much recently updated, but we've got Santiago beating Marina 4-3 in the CIF Division I quarterfinals, softball finals, quarterfinals, and Beaumont has advanced to the semifinals in Division 5 with a 9-4 win over Cabrillo. Just looking here real quick. Tickmeyer, their standout at Beaumont.
Arbitrary timeout in the field.
Yeah, arbitrary timeout.
Not exactly sure.
Just trying to check the scores here real quick, and
I think it's fluids. I think they're going for some fluids.
Yeah, they're coming back out.
Resumed action.
Day, though. What's the temp?
That's a good question. Let me check.
An 80-degree day. It's cooling off to about 72. Winds out of the northwest at about 7 miles an hour.
They got the barbecue going up over there as well. Very nice afternoon.
Direction. I'd like to smell that.
It's gone back to tackle football here.
Will, by the way, I have to let you know that Lewis will work you like a dog and then possibly allow you to eat at the end of the game.
Okay. There's no mid-game snack?
No, absolutely not.
Or water, for that matter.
Last week at the CIF track finals, I made Drexler, another part of our HS Game Time team here, made him stand out on the sun for about 5 hours. Then he wanted lunch, and so I gave him greasy pizza.
Just means I'm going to be able to work on my tan this year.
There you go. All right, so Beaumont, as we said, got to the semifinals in softball. Tickmeyer and Valdivia with home runs in that game. Beaumont's now 24-4. That'd be Cabrillo, who's 18-12. So that was a good win for the Cougars as they advance to the semifinals. Riverside Poly lost tonight to Los Alamitos 8-0. A big throw right across the middle, and that is a touchdown.
And that's a name we've called a couple times today, Isaac Crandall.
Crandall looked good. Quarterback looked good. Good throw. Good looking play there.
Yeah, and I'm going to ask for the sun to be turned off. It's hard to actually see the action when I can't see the monitor.
And the monitor's not very good to begin with.
No.
But as we were saying before,
to our listeners watching.
as we were saying before, Robert Weber, nice job there putting the ball in the money. Like we said before, throws that nice ball, and when he can get it there, Isaac Crandall can do something with it.
So the game is now tied at 24 all.
If the game's tied, then who does what?
I don't know.
They both go eat.
They go eat and they clean together.
That is not going to be old Sean Wheeler's forte out there at the edge trying to get fancy. Much more of a one-cut sort of a quarterback, if that is how you want to describe his running style.
Don't forget to check out our app for the iPhone and Android phones at the app stores for Apple and for Android. Pick up those.
For the most part, you've seen Corona on the defensive end of things, playing very tight coverage. It's certainly what the fans like to see.
By the way, it was 9-0 Los Alamitos beat Riverside Poly in girls softball today. So Too bad for the Bears.
Switch up here if you're getting hammered.
All right, so we're now at.
Where's Erkley?
He's probably already got home. It's probably cold from out here.
Telling me it gets hot in Palm Springs?
Yeah. It's third down here. Oh, another nice big play across the middle. Pretty gutsy play by Chase there, number 3.
That number 4 there for the black team, Daniel Mendoza, said, I can rip your head off or you can just let me grab your flag.
Go a little wider and just follow the play.
All right, so first down now from the 43-yard line of the black team. Hand off, and not much there. They're going to stop him right about the 41. Yeah, where did Erkley go? Oh, I see him over there. He's texting somebody on the other side of the field.
Red team here. I'm trying to. This youngster, Anthony Juarez, as a sophomore, or will be junior, I suppose. It's a big eater there on the front side of that, or that right side of the line, I should say. It's a big kid.
Quick pass on the outside into the flat, and there's a guy there and make the catch and a first down. It's number 2 on the play, on the catch. Number 1 on the tackle or the flag capture.
Number 2 would be Giles Guy Williams. He had one of those nice receptions, touchdown receptions, I do believe.
So the red team now threatening again, game tied. And he's going to fumble the ball, and the black team will recover. Or will they? Yep, they're going to recover. They're pointing towards the black.
Almost looked like he was trying to go for another one of those pump fakes and get out of the pocket and get out of some trouble. Certainly didn't end the way he was hoping there.
No.
Get some new flags for the quarterback. He seems to lose by every point.
Yeah. They're going to give it back to him. They're going to call it down, but it's going to be a big loss back to the 41-yard line.
Second and long. I guess I should be paying attention to these down markers.
Looks like 2nd and 20. Roll out. He's in trouble again. Dodges the opposition. Oh, my!
Oh.
The catch of the day for a touchdown.
That is one where your coach says, no, 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 no. Okay, great play.
2 good plays. One from the quarterback here. He kind of spun around and got out of trouble. And then, what's this kid's name again? I keep forgetting his last name.
This kid is Chase Crevassier.
Crevassier is another big play.
Crevassier would be an interesting name, though.
Yeah.
Crevassier, I've been corrected.
Crevassier, big play.
I've probably called him something different every single time.
Right. Crevassier making a great play there. Tremendous effort there.
In all honesty, that's a play that probably ends right off the bat with a sack, but that's the beauty of passing leagues.
We'll get to know that name. Crevassier is going to be a mainstay, it looks like.
You said it. Very nice play there from Crevassier. And the opposite of that's there from Chris Williams. In a bad spot.
I like Crevassier better.
30-24 now.
He's got more flair to it. We should talk to him about that.
I'm just pronouncing your name the way it should be pronounced.
It's like Zank. Hey, Zank.
Nice move there.
Oh, man. He's got some wheels.
It's Hayden Gavitt.
You know, he's the kind of kid, you know, he's got to feel like he's going to be maybe have a little bit of an edge because he looks so fast and physical, which has kind of been the style for Centennial quarterbacks.
I'd say just a little bit more sharp, too, Lewis. I think that Sean Wheeler has shown some flashes, but really it looks like Hayden Gavitt's the guy that's the most consistent of the two.
Throws it right back. Number 10 there again, and he's going to be run out of bounds at about the 30-yard line.
Isaac Crandall, I think they've got 2 guys in the slot. I think Crevassier there and Crandall as well both look to be those kind of slot sort of guys.
Right. Small,
would that be the case? I'm getting some frowns over here from some of the coaching staff.
Crochet's just kind of played. He's played tough. You know, he's gone to the middle a lot. Another big throw. He's got somebody open. Oh, and just out of reach.
Single coverage out there. It was the right read from Gavin.
Just a little bit too hot on the play. So second down now and 10. Going to go right back to it. He's got a man open, and that's a touchdown.
Darn if that's not the exact same play.
Yeah, right back at it, and the guy scores, and there was nobody there. But again, Centennial can lull you to sleep, pretty quickly or exhaust you, with that score.
That was some nice zip on that throw too from Gavin. That was, we talked earlier about one of the deep balls he'd thrown was kind of a bit of a hanger. That one was right on the money.
So are we pretty much bored over there?
Is there a time limit on it, Lewis, or are they just going until they're done?
I'm not sure. I think they're probably pretty close here. They've been playing for about an hour. Probably a couple more series. I think they'll be done.
I would imagine. Seem reasonable.
I'm good. Don't fall asleep over there, okay?
Now, Lewis, you're one of the guys that's seen this team. What were you looking to see from this Corona team?
Oh, I wanted to see, how they were going to. I wanted to see their skill guys, most importantly. I wanted to see the receivers. I wanted to see the quarterbacks, because there's so many weapons to replace. And clearly, I think that you're going to see. It's hard to say with this environment what they're going to look like. But I think we thought Centennial was going to be good last year. I don't think any of us expected that they would be necessarily great before we went into the season, although Zink kept saying, it's Centennial. It's Centennial. And I was always saying I'm shocked at how well they were doing.
We did fight over your shot quite often.
Yeah, we did. We did.
It was the biggest argument we had all year.
It was the biggest. Well, there was a few other arguments.
The best team in the area, and he's constantly saying how shocked he is at what they're doing.
How many Division I guys ended up having? I mean, they had a slew of them.
Oh, yeah.
But Lewis is still shocked. He's shocked that they're playing.
Well, you got to keep in mind, though. You got to keep in mind that when the season started, like Mike Eubank was on no one's radar, basically. And number 9 makes a catch.
He was still a 6'5" fleet-foot quarterback with a rocket arm.
Right, but no one thought of him though. Okay, Zink. All right, we'll find out later.
So hence Lewis is shocked.
Right.
I was Leon Markey on the catch. First time we've called his name today.
He'll be shocked that Crevassier, is that it?
Crevassier, yes.
Yeah, he'll be shocked that Crevassier is making plays this year.
Crevichet, of course.
And I'll be shocked if we get through to HS Game Time Live without a crash. Or a phone call from some rude Rancho Verde kid like we had last year.
Whoa. Great game analysis, though.
Yeah, I did. Just kind of ruined the call later.
Actually, that's a great sign-off, though.
It was a great sign-off. A memorable moment from HS Game Time Live. We'll be back with the HS Game Time Live starting September 2nd, starting every night at 9 o'clock. Every Friday night at 9 o'clock, I should say. 9 till about midnight.
This is a creative run here from...
Yeah. And it's not going to go very well.
It's about the way that one had to end.
I like how 5 just stuck him instead of just put him down.
Well, that's what you do. What you do to a sophomore that's doing something you shouldn't.
I'm just going to put him down.
I'm assuming we're going till darkness because they don't have lights on.
They don't have the lights on, right.
Be a good assumption.
Well, with school budget's tight and all, I don't think they want to turn on the lights tonight.
Oh, they could have probably charged her. They got a nice little crowd.
Have to turn that story over to the news department if they started flipping on the lights.
All right, it's dropping back. And intercepted. No. Caught by a lineman.
Catch.
Right.
Rare one. He could have rambled all the way. That guy would
go receiver downfield.
4th down, though. It was tipped, so he caught it, right?
Yeah, it's the old fumble-rooski.
Yeah. All right. 30 all here. One thing we'll do this year for sure is we're going to have our pick'em show, Bill, that we do every year, and you can be a part of that one as well. That's a fun one.
I'm going to tell you what I do at pick'em, and I butcher is what I do.
Well, that's all right because we're going to have fun with it this year, and it was one of our more popular things we had last year as well.
Although I was forced to pick the score of games I was covering last week at our college football games.
Yeah.
And I got two exactly correct 2 weeks in a row.
Based on the fact that Will knows nothing about the teams around here, he'll probably do better than you, Lewis.
They probably will. I always overthink it.
Favorite colors?
Yeah.
Mascots?
I was horrendous in the playoffs. Absolutely
Last year
horrendous.
we had a chimp picking game to beat Lewis.
Oh, Goodman there, and he gets stuck, and he's still on his feet. He is hard to bring down, even with flags.
I think I'm 2 straight years of finishing ahead of Lewis.
No.
Of course, behind everybody else, but ahead of
Stop.
Lewis.
You lost to me in 2009.
And as we talk about the lights not flipping on,
There they go.
they are.
We're probably going to go to 9 o'clock, I think.
Centennial Husky said, "Let there be light."
That's right. And a throw. Oh, almost intercepted. In the hands
Quick
of 9.
set there from old Robert Weber. Nice job of getting his feet in the right place to make that throw, although it was sailed on a little bit. I'm just, as I'm watching Crevichet line up, as the give goes to Goodman there. It's Crevichet, so what was I calling him? Cravachier?
Cravachier, I think you were calling.
Is that, you guys remember the Ladies' Man, Saturday Night Live? I believe that is where I got that one, some Cavatier.
Keep making things up. That'll do well for us.
Just keeping it real, Will.
People, yeah, there we go.
And just skips it in front of the receiver. That's going to bring up 4th down.
Remember that?
Dude, at this point, I can't even see. I just think people know there's a blind man on the camera now.
David Zink could be closing his eyes
Right.
and doing this for all we know at this point.
Sun is right setting here.
Oh no, I'm not sure if you've seen Dave's stylish Ray-Bans, but they're doing him no good this evening.
Yes. And nothing happening here, and this drive is going to stall out.
This is one of the more sluggish of drives that we've
Right.
seen this evening.
Starting to get bored, Will. Lewis.
Yeah. So will the red team take over for one more here?
They're going to turn it back over to the black team now.
Or the
And
black
they're
team?
going to drive.
That's because the red team had the ball.
Yeah.
Good thing I'm paying attention.
Once again, the season starts September 2nd. Week 0 games, couple of biggies. One that I'm looking forward to, San Jacinto playing at Heritage. They have Cajon playing, I believe, at Chaparral in week 0. Oh, my. Clothesline right at the
Takedown.
40-yard line.
That would be, for 24 there, it's Myquan Johnson. He's a returner as well. Got a little bit of action last year.
And they're going to give him a penalty.
He'll take the 15 for
Yeah, for the clothesline. Wow.
So it's a good takedown. You should get points for that, don't you?
Right?
Come on, it's like a game between brothers, you know? I mean,
No
you guys-
penalties in this
two
game.
brothers going, they're going to not give anybody some slack. These guys want to kill each other.
Up the middle, and there's nothing going. The running game's sort of going to slow down a little bit. They've kind of amped up the physicality here. The cheerleaders doing some stunts here early on.
And that's Milo Jordan that ripped the flag on that one. He is also a returner and one of the stout defensive linemen this year for Coach Logan.
I think I do see Mike Eubank on the sidelines, Dave Zink. A little throw and a drop. That might be a fumble. Nope.
Lewis, isn't it true this year's going to make cheerleading a sport? Get a little talk on that?
That's according to the Wall Street Journal.
According to, I hear they have some type of initiative in front of the NCAA looking to make it a major sport, and I think in a test, kind of like the Olympics, how they kind of bring in softball for a couple years and get rid of it.
Wow.
I'm just saying.
Huh?
But I see these cheerleaders here. I wonder how it's going to impact them. You know.
Oh, you can see more competitive cheerleading. CIF could start to say. I mean, that's been proposed before. I think. I mean, they've been wrestling with that for quite some time.
Is cheerleading a sport?
Ooh, 15 there with the deflection.
We had a question posed to Lewis here about whether or not cheerleading is a sport.
Oh, I think athletically it's clearly an athletic endeavor, and it's competitive. So I would say it's a sport.
But this is the argument I've always heard, that just to play devil's advocate to you, Lewis. It is a sport that relies on another sport to exist actually a sport?
That's true. Or is a sport that's judged a sport?
Well, Will, based on your story about mountain biking, is cheerleading a sport?
And these the two relate how?
Well, there are activities that you do that get your heart rate up and make you sweat. But I mean,
yeah. When did that story come out, Will? When does that story come out about mountain
biking story will be running this coming Tuesday about some of the club mountain biking teams that have been forming in the SoCal region, kind of as a response to some of the NorCal leagues that have been a little bit more progressed over the years.
And we have how many clubs out here now?
The clubs, I believe, from the inland area, there's 6 in the Division I level, being led by Hemet and Woodcrest Christian at the moment.
Hemet's kind of a hotbed of mountain biking, actually.
Of course, you can read more about that in the
Press Enterprise.
There you go.
What day is that going to be in there?
We'll be in there Tuesday, the day coming off of the Memorial Day weekend.
Right. All right, second down and about 6 yards to go here from the 29-yard line.
End around.
End around, and Crandall is shut down.
It's about the most negative play from Isaac Crandall in the day, aside from the little throwback pass. Now, you talked a little bit about last year, Lewis, about how this was sort of a reloading year, or at least you had originally thought that was going to be the case with Corona. Would you say the same thing about him this year, losing 29 seniors?
Oh, yeah, definitely reloading. Centennial was reloading.
Got the city right, at least.
Yeah.
Well, there's another school in their league called Corona.
Yeah, don't mix those two up.
Will's from from Montana.
One of those states that doesn't matter.
I think the central core of our argument last year between Zink and myself was built around the idea that Centennial just reloads and doesn't rebuild. But I think that's probably the case here this year.
Actually, Lewis, my argument was based on the fact they're the best team in the area and have been for over a decade, and you were still shocked and amazed when they were doing well.
Well, when you beat Monterey like 44-0, that is shocking.
That's a second nice little play there from that young man.
The defense has really stepped up in the second half.
Having a tough time seeing his number here. 10. Here on the red, that would be linebacker Nate Nicholson. The second or third time I've called his name today.
And they're going to change out here.
Speaking of reloading, the linebacker was one of those positions. I believe they lost Jack. Was it Robert Jack?
Ryan Jack. Right.
Certainly a position where they're going to have somebody step up and fill some shoes this year.
One of the things that you look at with the Big 8, though, too, that's very interesting is that, that league has got so many talented players, and so many talented programs like Norco, Roosevelt, North's had great success there as well. So Centennial's dominance last year, was just so impressive. And the quality of the kids they had was impressive, too.
I believe it was shocking.
It was shocking. Zink, I'm shocked by you right now that you can actually see what you're doing. Handoff to Goodman, and he is pulled down right at the 40-yard line.
Once these lights fully kick in, we'll be okay. We're kind of in the in-between light right now.
Right. Then it'll just be cold.
Yeah, I was going to say, I need to bring a jacket.
And we're talking about what you can take away from a passing league sort of a game, especially at the running back position. Obviously, you want to know, did he break the tackle? Did he make the guy miss? But you're seeing some nice moves in close quarters from Goodman, and that's stuff that you can take away. I mean, those are moves you're going to be able to make in pads as well.
I would say definitely in the second half here of this game that the defense has really played pretty well and shut them down. In fact, I see a lot of the Centennial guys from last year, Barrett Collins down there and Eubank. Shuffle pass, and they shut him down there, and Goodman is shut down. So no gain there, fourth down.
That's Brandon Garcia getting excited, but we've got a few people that say that would have been a touchdown in an actual game.
Lots of baseball coverage tomorrow here at the Press Enterprise and HS Game Time. Are you at a baseball game tomorrow, Will?
You know, I'm not. I'm helping Miriam with some of the Masters track tomorrow.
Oh, so you get to go to the Masters meet tomorrow. That'll be exciting because the Masters meet is one of the finest track and field meets in the country. Southern Section Championship game, or championship meet.
We're going to walk away with 2 different stories from it, so I guess it better be exciting.
It better be exciting, right.
Exciting for Lewis because he can put up 60. Is it 60 videos you put up last weekend?
50. 50 Zinc.
50.
Yes. Thank
well,
you.
I don't know if some of you...
A little off the pace there, Lewis.
know if you saw the sit-down with Miriam, but it's a nice floral arrangement in the center there, Lewis.
Yes,
Did
thank
you do that yourself?
I did do that myself.
Very tasteful.
Threw that ball right into coverage. 47 was there, got his hands on it, and...
we didn't call that a preview. It was called a diatribe. It's a track diatribe.
Well, the original version was like 24 minutes long. That was just Division 1.
Wow.
He got mad at me for asking him to wrap it up.
Yeah, you totally interrupted my performance.
It's commitment.
It is.
Arched
It is.
your groove.
Yes. Gavitt back to pass. He's in trouble. Looking, he's got some room. Breaks
nice
it out to the 40, out to the 50. He's got room down to the 40, 30. Brett cuts back across the field and is brought down about the 22-yard line. He looks down. He's like, oh, I guess I lost my flags. So a big run there, the biggest offensive play here of the second half of this game.
Speaking about making moves in close spaces, I don't know how he got out of there.
I don't know how I did it either. I thought he was back. I thought it was done back at the 40.
And, you know, there again, I mean, I think that play stands up in a game. You know, I mean, he did a nice job. I don't think anybody touched him as he got out of the pocket. Goes back to it, I think, when you're talking about the whole package as far as escapability, scrambling ability, and just pinpoint passes. Maybe not pinpoint, but certainly the most accurate of the bunch. I think Hayden Gavitt's your guy today.
Right. Well, certainly from kind of the way he runs too. It'll be interesting to see because he, you know, the thing Mike Eubank did last year that really well was he ran people over, and Gavitt's some of the kind of kid he can run people over a little bit. Looking for his receiver. He's got a guy open and touchdown.
That was a very well executed play.
Nice play there. So that's another touchdown for the black team.
DB's got to turn around when he sees a receiver's eyes on the quarterback.
Yeah, but I mean, you turn around, you lose sight of the receiver.
Well, when he's locked onto the quarterback, you see the receiver with his eyes locked on the quarterback, you know the pass is likely coming. You at least got to turn around. You know you got him in a corner in a tight area. He's not going to get away from you. So you got to turn around and look at the quarterback.
36-30 the score here now.
At least make the attempt. He made no attempt.
I do hear what you're saying, Dave, but I'm not sure if you stopped that play. Very well executed offensively.
All right, so the red team takes over again at their own 35. And nothing. Zip.
Number 19 from the black team.
He's
all
been
over that one.
He's been all over it for a while now.
Garrett Hughes. Wilby Jr.
Looks good.
The energy guys like that too, and especially some of those younger guys. They're bringing a little bit of there in that defensive front.
A throw and a catch right there at the 38-yard line. Call it the 37. Second down, or actually third down now.
Giles Guy Williams. He's made several plays today. Will be senior.
Called his number a lot.
Yeah. Easy to spot too with that massive white mouthpiece he's got down there. Almost as big as his head.
Don't get things started with zinc and heads. And there's Chase again, because we're not going to try to pronounce his name. Crevichet. There again. He's tough. You know, he's going to be that guy that's going to go across the middle.
Little Brandon Stokely, Wayne Corbett type of guy down there in the middle.
Absolutely.
I knew you were going to throw in a Wayne Corbett. I knew it.
You knew it was good. Wayne Corbett was coming. He's got that Wayne Corbett look about him.
Oh!
Ooh.
And Goodman just bounces right back up, and he's got to get his flag pulled down about the 40. He got just tackled by his neck, basically. Unbelievable.
Chase reminds Isaiah Ashby that this is flag football.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the one where you tell the coach is going to say, yeah, just calm down a little bit. So they're going to give him a penalty. They're going to move it up to the 35-yard line.
But I think you like some of the aggression that they've shown today, Lewis. I mean, it shows these guys are ready for football season, man.
Oh yeah, they've been ready for weeks. We've been ready since the All-Star game in January. It's been a great month though here at HS Game Time. We were excited for it. We're excited for the summer. Oh, what a catch!
Ball.
Number 20
on the
right
red team
at the 12-yard line.
Angel Mota, or Angel Mota.
Well, Angel Mota making a great play there. Nice route, nice throw.
Loose relative of Manny.
Why did the Dodgers into it?
We say it again from Robert Wheeler. He throws a nice ball when he
gets
sets his feet.
Right, and then not so good there.
No, he didn't set his feet.
5 was there. Number 5 looking really impressive.
The whole set of feet thing, that was good. I like that.
What's Erkley doing now?
I think he's sleeping.
Oh, he's actually shooting now. Good.
Is he talking with somebody?
Yeah, he's over there.
Right there.
All right, so that's the 2nd down and 10 now from the 15.
Oh.
And strip 19 strips it. Goodman there to make the recover the fumble.
Robert Wheeler just about saved that play from disaster, but
I think 19 and 5 are going to be beasts for the Huskies this season.
Yeah. Garrett Hughes, that's that number 19 we keep calling out. He's Wilby Jr., still pretty young kid relatively. Just a sophomore this year.
The red team of Centennial looking to score here, tie things up. And the defense there was another interception by number 3.
It's Ashby again.
Ashby there, and his flags are not down, so he's going to go all the way back to the 25 or 26-yard line. Nope, he was down actually back at the 20-yard line, I think they're going to call it now.
That's one of those plays for a youngster like Weber. You just tell him, tuck it and take the sack, young fella.
And that's what Matt Logan's telling him right now, Dave. You see that right there? He's talking about, look, you got to do this and you got to do that. Throw the ball away, basically, I think is what he was telling him.
The great thing about Matt, rarely do you see him lose his cool. He's always a teacher, always teaching the kids, making a situation like that a learning situation, always positive about his coaching. And
I always get the question, people always ask me the question, you're like, well, who are you rooting for? I'm like, well, I don't root for anybody. That's just our deal. But like last year in the divisional championship game when you had Vista Murrieta playing Centennial, it's like, how do you not like the two guys who are coaching these teams, Coley Kendall and Matt Logan? I mean,
and you got to root for them both. You really do. You just got to root that that it's a good game, which it always is going to be, and that at the end, I guess you can't be a loser in that one because Coley's a great guy and Matt Logan is obviously a great guy.
Absolutely. Coley just winning another CIF track championship, by the way. I had to slip track in there.
He wasn't hoarse either when he was talking to you.
No, he wasn't. Well, he talks by radio now, so.
That's 16 there on the red team, making a play.
And you got a guy down.
$16 is a nomad, apparently. Oh, no. It's William Nicholson. He's just a freshman this year. He's a will-be sophomore. A lot of youngsters on that defensive front for Centennial, making a few plays today. Who's hurt?
One guy down.
Got somebody down here on the far side.
So we'll take this opportunity and we'll show you the schedule for Centennial again here real quick. Opening up on September 9th against St. Bonaventure, who will be one of the best teams in the country in the preseason. Then they play at Mater Dei on the 16th of September, followed up by playing host to Chaparral on September 23rd. September 29th finds them playing Riverside Poly, most likely at Ramona, I would imagine. Then they play John W. North here on the 7th, at Santiago on October 14th. On the 21st, they'll play Norco in the big rivalry game at Corona on October 28th. They close out the season November 4th and 10th against Roosevelt here at Centennial, and then November 10th at King to end the season. Some games to look out for during the season. We just kind of quickly grab these for you as well. Here are a few games to keep an eye on, just some notable ones as well. And I'll get you back to action here in a moment. And here is the game again. We do have a player down. They're working on him about
Alan Reyes over there.
15-yard line. And a touchdown from the black team.
Game is back.
Well, that's a kind of a normal look for Centennial.
You know, I'm surprised that Matt just didn't call it after seeing that one kid hurt. It's like, okay, game over. Let's call it a day, guys.
Yeah, that's Crandall again that ends up with that touchdown.
Been calling his number a lot today.
He's one of those guys that, if he gets vertical, I mean, he's had some moments today where he's been dancing around in the backfield or dancing around after he makes a catch, but obviously there's some time for that with the slot receivers, but right there he gets in the open field, shows his straight line speed.
42-30 now.
They're still working on
right.
Alan Reyes over there. He's
Wait a minute, that was called back.
Did they call that back?
They didn't call that back. I believe Crandall was on the black team.
Right.
That red team now takes over.
Oh, they just flipped it?
Yeah, you're right. So the black team scores. Logan coming off the field now. 42-30.
Looks like a knee they're working on with Reyes over there. Did you catch that?
Yeah, they're saying he cut. The black team's saying no way.
Crevichet.
And everyone's saying no catch. Crevichet, though, wouldn't put it past him to make the catch. He's been outstanding at times today.
Nice little bit of acting. That was maybe showing his other side here for the Centennial faithful.
Crevichet also part of the jumper department.
I think he'd play a pretty convincing Wayne Corbett.
There's Erkley walking across the field there. All right, here's the play on second down and a fumble again. And 19 is there again to make the play.
Kid's got some energy.
Yes, he does.
Got some pipes, too. Heard him all the way up here. Good-sized kid there for a defensive end. Showed some athletic ability today as well.
And
going on 8 o'clock here. What time did they fire this thing up, Lewis?
6:30. Looking, the pocket collapses. He's in trouble. It makes the throw.
It's those ones where, you know, if you had just a little bit more speed, you get out there and you're able to make that throw a little cleaner.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the receiver, of course, not very big either.
Well, he's rolling across. He's rolling, so he's throwing across his body.
Yeah.
Right. Just saying, if you can get away from that defense a little bit, but he's not exactly the fleetest of foot is old Wheeler. Though he does throw a nice little catchable ball there for the lefty. That's a pretty well thrown ball there. I mean, that you'd like to maybe throw it a little bit higher, give your receiver a chance to do a little bit, but on that particular play, Crevichet probably not going to get a chance to do much more with that one, so you put it low, give him just your receiver the only route to the ball. Nice job there from Wheeler.
First down now. Wheeler at times looking solid, all the quarterbacks, but as you said, Will, all night, Gavitt by far the best. Blitz off the corner, oh man.
Isaiah Ashby again. He's been another frequent contributor for the black defense.
I think the defense here is going to be interesting to see how Centennial plays. They're going to call a penalty on that one?
I'm curious to know if anybody else from the Big 8 is here actually watching the spring game. But if they are, they might be a little bit discouraged based on the fact that it always seems like they can reload. They got a lot of guys making a lot of plays in this.
Yeah.
Of course, it is only spring touch football.
Grass basketball, as I've heard it described.
42-30, the black team up. The red team, looks like they picked up a penalty there. So they'll be roughing the passer.
And now that was a well-designed play, a little wheel route there.
Absolutely.
For Goodman. And if he's got some hands, he'll be able to catch some teams sleeping on that one.
Goodman making a nice route, just the ball a little bit over his head. Centennial doesn't really have, other than maybe 9 right here on our near side, they don't really have a big receiver. A lot of small guys, at least on the red side.
Sure.
And he's going to scramble out. He's in trouble again, down to the 40, breaks loose, and he's still on his feet before he's pulled down about the 35-yard line. First down, though.
Very willing to lower the shoulder there. Obviously, he doesn't have the pads on, but it looks like he's not afraid of the contact. I'm not sure, Lewis, did you catch Alan Reyes coming off the field?
He did. He limped off. They're still working on him over there he's over on the bench on the black side.
Now. I mean, that's exactly what you don't want to see in an exhibition like this, is something serious happen. I mean, I always worry with the knees. It can be something serious. It could be nothing at all.
Right.
Well, we can always hope that he feigned injury to be the first one in line for food.
And that is always another possibility, especially given his size.
Oh, man, Goodman with a great run up the middle.
Just lost him in there.
You know, that's the thing. That's like Barrington Collins. You know, and in fact, when Collins got hurt in the state bowl game last year, it was like almost like watching him. You know, his clone come back out, because it was the same kind of back. You know,
it can be frustrating for a team when they think they got one guy down and they've got another guy. Put right back in there.
And that so frequently had just collapsed.
Yeah. As a quick drop like that, you've got to either make that decision quickly or make the decision to bail quickly.
Oh, the cheerleaders are on the move now.
They're going home.
They got to be someplace at 9 o'clock.
Tough cookies down there wearing the tank tops on this.
It's getting cool.
What would you call this? Maybe 70 degrees now?
With the wind, 65.
It's feeling nice out here right now, folks.
The man from Bozeman said.
It's probably snowing back where I was
just. Touchdown! Another great slant right down the middle, and our guy is there. Crevichet is there.
He's adopted Crevichet. Did you hear that, our guy?
Well, we've called his name so much tonight.
Yeah,
it's just about normal for us.
And the thing about him that's Wayne Corbett-esque is the route running ability. I mean, he's very crisp out of his breaks, and does a nice job of really not. I mean, a lot of guys will plant and slow down when they make that break, and he's able to make those breaks without really decelerating very much.
Lewis, might I remind you, as journalists, we're supposed to be objective?
Right.
I believe, is frowned upon in this business. Not an acceptable pronoun. We is, I believe, also.
Unless he's talking about our coverage.
Exactly.
Well, our coverage on HS Game Time will take place September 2nd, the first ever HS Game Time Live for the 2011 season. Dave Zink and I will be there with Will Holden, Chris Erkley, and probably a few other people. I guess we'll invite back the Prep Dog and EPJ, because they have some extreme knowledge.
Scintillating comments.
36-42 here. A nice run by Gavitt. Puts the ball at first down at the 50. And he's going to hand it off up the middle to number 6. And 6 has still got room. He's got plenty of room. He's going to have to be tackled down about the 30-yard line.
This is like a replay of every series last year that I saw. 3 plays and down the field, 4 plays, you're in the end zone.
And
This is the red zone for them. At the 30, 35, that's a red zone.
And that first play from Gavin, since we were talking a little bit about the quarterback comparison, I just mentioned before that Wheeler on that quick drop had taken the sack. Great job from Hayden Gavin on that first play of this series, really making the read quickly and deciding he was going to bail and get out and make a few positive yards out of it.
Gavitt now drops back, throws, got a man open, and he throws an interception. He overthrew him.
Just as I'm giving him the praise, that's a throw you got to make.
Yep. He had 2 guys open down there, and he overthrew the one that he had open, and right in the arms of number 15. So the red team will take over.
Coach Logan will like is some plays made on both sides of the ball. You know, as always, as you're a head coach, you wonder if one side has a lot of success and the other struggles.
Right.
Today, I think you've seen both have their moments.
Red team taking over now deep inside their own territory at about the 8-yard line. Hand off to Goodman. He's been dangerous from these spots before, but he's going to be stopped at about the 14-yard line. And the red team now trailing. They want to try to get this ball and get back. They're down by 6 here, 42-36. And another blitz off the corner.
So is that our guy too, Garrett
19.
Hughes?
He's been outstanding.
He has
tonight.
been good today. I mean, so many times where he's just come untouched, I feel, off that edge. That can't be something you like if you're trying to
Well, he's so strong and so quick, and then they got these other guys that are out there. Their defensive ends just look fabulous. Their down guys are just, look at this. They got them double teamed even, triple teamed. Here's a throw, floater. 9 was there, but nothing.
Uh-oh. That's not a terrible pass there from Weber. Just,
no.
You know, you've got single coverage, you're in trouble.
Well, considering how much pressure he was getting off the corner there from Hughes, it was crazy.
Both offensively and defensively, there's a lot of pride in this program, and you can see it in the players, even in the spring game. I mean, they take every down seriously. You watch them, there's nobody taking a down off.
Another big throw. He's got nobody there, overthrown. He's going back to 3. And that's the game.
That might be wrapping her up.
Yep. All right. Well, that was the spring game. We're going to hustle down to the field and get Matt Logan here. We thank you for joining us here on this game. It was 42-36. The black team wins this game. You can look for more highlights from this game later on tomorrow and into the weekend here on HS Game Time. We're going to break things down here. We appreciate you joining us here. Will, any final thoughts?
Well, like I said before, I think you've got to be happy if you're Coach Logan, just with the way both sides performed, and you know, you got to be happy with the quarterback,
right?
I mean, because that was one of the big positions he wanted to see, and I think both all 3 kids had their moments today. Right,
Zink, your final thoughts for the night?
Well, pretty impressive showing for I guess it's a spring touch football game, man. I mean, obviously you have some athletes they've obviously reloaded. Same kids that they had last year with some added talent. I think when the season comes around, obviously, again, Lewis will be shocked at how good they are.
I will be shocked. I will be shocked if I'll be shocked if Notre Dame does well for you, Zink.
I guess Will's got to get a hometown team.
Yeah, we'll sign it one like we did with the Prep Dogs.
Signed a home team. Colorado, baby.
If it has anything to do with how Lewis assigns, it'll be whatever team he picks for that week will be your home.
Right. All right, everybody. I'm Lewis Amestoy for HS Game Time Live. Dave Zink with me. Will Holden making his debut for us as well. We're going to go down to Chris Erkley and get some stuff from him as well. Thanks so much for joining us here on HS Game Time Live.